this week I'm going to share with you 2 more tips for you to ace your speaking test in IELTS and make sure you come out of the examination hall like a pro.
I am stunned. Just stunned. Stunned is the only way to describe how stunned I am.
The next thing that I'm going to share with you is the importance to plan. Before the examination, I had already set in my mind that I'm not going to look at the notes when I'm answering the questions. How would you feel if somebody keeps on staring at the notes while speaking to you? Annoyed, right? Yeah, I would feel the same. So, be careful. So I devised a plan. First, I decided that the 60 seconds which would be given to me to prepare my answer is to be broken into 2 parts. First is the 50 seconds, another one is the 10 seconds. That first 50 seconds I would use to purge my ideas and write it down in the notes. I would be thinking about, who was involved, what happened, the facts, the ideas, anything that crosses my mind, I would use that 50 seconds to write it down on the note which is given to me. Guys, you must ask yourself this kind of questions. When did it happen? What happened? Who was involved? How did you feel? How did it change your outlook and perspective in life after that? Think about all these and write it down in the first 50 seconds. Right? What are you going to do with the next 10 more seconds? Well, I'm going to tell you now. So, look at the notes and try to plan. What are you going to say first? Are you going to talk about the experience first? Are you going to give your opinions first? Are you going to talk about your feelings? Plan ahead in that 10 seconds which is given, and then you start speaking. Now I'm going to share with you something that you're not going to get anywhere else. Do you know that we can actually learn how to speak good English by emulating the speaking styles of good speakers into our very own?
I agree, although I'm rather surprised to hear you say it.
Not as surprised as I am.
One way is by watching good quality shows and programs which are made in the UK or the US if you choose to do your IELTS in American English. I know, a lot of websites would have told you to watch British shows and British programs and British news, and if you think it's all boring, then don't force yourself. One thing that I'm going to tell you again and again in these tutorials is that you cannot force yourself to love English. English must grow naturally within you.
Why should you read that?
I made it up. I thought it was rather good.
It's too good.
For example, if you love sports, you don't have to watch those boring historical documentaries or political interviews. Instead, I'm going to give you an alternative. You could actually watch documentaries and shows which are about your sports teams, or about your favorite sports manager, or about your favorite athletes, and try to actually see how are the hosts speaking, how are the interviewer and the interviewees are speaking in that show, and learn English from that.
You and I are different. Yes, that is very true.
Whatever you're watching, just make sure that it is of high quality content. And I actually love documentaries which are made by BBC or Timeline. Do you want to know something? No? Well, I'm still going to tell you. I actually love history, and I always watch historical documentaries made by Timeline. The hosts who are actually hosting the shows are just so phenomenally good. They speak English the same way the natives in the UK or the US speak. And that is a great way to actually get the proper way of speaking English. Listen to how they arrange their sentences, try to catch the techniques used to argue different ideas, and how they express opinions in different intonations. For me, it actually helped me a lot when it came to speaking test, because I rarely get to converse in proper English, because at home I speak my mother tongue, and at work I'm more inclined to speak the Malay language, except when it comes to replying emails. I have actually mentioned to you that you can actually improve your English by emulating the way good speakers speak, right? Well, some of the people who have actually impressed me with their gift of gab are...
I did admire about him, even when I disagreed with him. He had no hesitation in expressing himself, let's say.
Tony Blair. Shocked? Well, this guy, or this person, is madly skillful when he speaks. He speaks very frankly and with a very steady resonance. I personally feel that his gift in elocution has been ridiculously underrated. Just watch one of his interviews, latest interviews in YouTube, and you know what I'm trying to say. Another one is Lucy Worsley. She's hugely popular in the UK and has featured in multitude of British documentaries. Just watch one of her documentaries and you would know that, she's not boring after all. Speaking about documentaries, I'm going to share with you one more little tip. If it is possible for you, try to extract the audio from the documentaries and listen to them when you're free. You can listen to these audio files when you are at work, when you're typing something, when you're in the train, or when you're on your way to somewhere or to meet someone. And instead of listening to songs, you could actually listen to these audio files. Sounds weird? Well, there is actually a very good reason. Whenever you listen to good English, subconsciously your mind actually captures all these phrases and words, and without you knowing it, you'll start using it in your own daily conversation. And you know what? I was actually listening to the audio of my favorite documentary until the last 10 minutes I entered the examination hall. The reason was, before we enter the examination hall, we would be placed in a very quiet place and we wouldn't have the freedom to actually speak out loud. So instead of focusing too much on what to say, you could just calm yourself by, listening to documentaries and all these audio clips that are not only going to help you to calm down, it's going to help you to listen to good English before you actually start using it during the exam or the test or during your IELTS. Stay tuned, please hit subscribe and try to use the tips that I shared with you. And if you have any feedbacks or you want to tell me anything, just drop your comments in the comment section and we can have a discussion. Anyway, thanks for watching, and those who are celebrating Deepavali, happy Deepavali, and those who are enjoying the public holiday, and happy holidays.